UN in New York. Let's get some analysis now from Jamal Ghosn, who's in Beirut. He's the managing editor at Akhbar English and has been listening to this debate for much of the last hour. Jamal, as James was just saying, that it's another non-binding resolution. It almost certainly won't be as well supported as the one back in August last year. What then is the point?
Well, right now, ahead of, we were talking about the Geneva talks that might resume and that are sponsored by the US and Russia. The major players, or all the players in the Syria crisis right now, are trying to establish themselves ahead of these talks. And the SNC, sponsored by many Arab countries, the Arab League mainly, and Qatar and Saudi Arabia mainly as bigger players, want to establish themselves as the representatives of the opposition. I think they realistically know that they cannot be considered the representative of the Syrian people as a whole, but they do want a seat in the talks as sole representatives of the opposition, and I think that's what this is all about right now.
So it matters little what actually goes on today at the UN General Assembly, who says what really matters, I suppose, are the permanent members of the Security Council here, Russia and the United States.
Well, nothing has changed there. We know that Russia and the United States are pushing for talks, and this is probably where we're heading in the next few weeks, ahead of the summit that will take place between Putin and Obama. And I think all the other players right now are just trying to say what they want out of these, or what they want out, or what their share out of this struggle is gonna be. And in this case, in the case of the SNC and Qatar, they're saying their point today. We have had, for example, the Iranian ambassador make a tour of the region, visiting Damascus, Amman, and Jeddah, and talking to the foreign ambassadors there and trying to establish what they want from these talks. We've seen Israel carry out a military raid near Damascus, and that's also a statement to heading into these talks. So basically, everything that's happening right now, I think, is just a lead up to the talks that are going to be sponsored by the US and Russia.
Meanwhile, ordinary people in Syria continue to be caught up in the violence. Many, of course, who are neither Assad or opposition supporters. They just want this to be over, for life to return to some sort of normality. What hope does this UN resolution and last week's talks between President Putin and Foreign Minister Lavrov and the US Secretary of State, what hope does all of this offer them?
Well, the UN resolution that we're talking about today, zero. When was the last time a UN General Assembly resolution provided any solution to any problem in the world? This is just a charade. It's trying to score points politically by the countries involved. But the talk and the increased talk about a resolution being reached, or starting to get to sit on a table and getting the various parties to be represented there and start talking about a possible solution, that's actually positive. Of course, there's no magic solution. There's not going to be a magic one with any of the players that can solve this crisis overnight. This is a lengthy process, but I think we're starting to see some positive signs that we are heading towards a resolution.
Jamal, always good to talk to you. Many thanks indeed. Jamal Ghosn live there in Beirut.
Thank you.